Why does everyone in the Big Ten become Iowa?
Everything evolves to eventually become a crab.
Ryan Day wanted the crap fight.
This team has two claws and he wants to snip at you with them.
He will play like the crab if he feels threatened.
All right, so first game USC at Oregon. Oregon won 42-27, and I picked against Oregon this game, and I think my opinion deeply changed on them after this game. So I was impressed with this win. Josh, what did you think of this?
I can't believe you doubted Kenyon Sadiq like this. That's so disrespectful. Why are you smiling right now? That's disrespectful as shit, bro. So I just don't know if you can like not even criticize USC. I feel like because I don't respect them, it's not that much of a problem if they were like outclassed by a really good team uh today. But that's how Oregon's supposed to look. They're coming on the right time of the year. Um I don't know. It's just a game where their skill positions really shined, and they played a four-quarter football game. Not too bad, especially when this is one of those like fringe like title contender like matchups that you have to really take care of business in. So Oregon's looking good, top 10 team, and they look like it.
So I didn't see that much of this game, but I did see on Twitter people bitching about USC's special teams. Did anything interesting happen there, or were people just getting too mad online?
I don't think so. Wait, am I being an idiot? I also was like, because I was this was my AB game. I was flipping between this one admittedly, but like, I didn't see anything special teams wise. Basically, what I saw was like Oregon consistently responding to USC scoring, which was very impressive to me. Like every time that USC threw a punch, Oregon came back and threw two more, which was pretty impressive. USC went for it twice on fourth down, and they were awful, awful fourth down attempts. They were both fourth and 10. They were both coming, or the first one, they called a timeout before that fourth and 10 on a critical drive, and just Jaden Mayava just threw it like directly to Oregon. Like it wasn't even close. It was almost like he played at Penn State, like the way that he just threw the ball directly in a critical situation. The only thing I wanted to note was on the first fourth and 10 that he threw it like 9 yards, those 9 yard route. Oregon picked off the ball and everyone was celebrating. And I was the only one who was like, you know what? The defender should not have caught the ball because he lost 9 yards of field position on that interception. Don't catch interceptions on fourth downs, people. I hate when they do that. But yeah, no. Oregon, they just played like a contender, and USC played like a good team. And that was like kind of the difference.
Yeah, they gave up that punt return touchdown, but that's not the reason they lost this game. US don't if you're a USC fan, don't worry about it, dude. You're fine. I mean, maybe you expect Lincoln Riley to be further along, but then you consider, oh, he wasted another year with Alex Grinch. Like, you're 1 year away again. So
They paid him like he's fucking Saban. They get to be mad that he is not delivering.
well, yeah, you can be mad, but like, what are you gonna do? He made the bad choice, and you know that he made the bad choice. You have some good wide receivers, and that'll be it. There you go.
Great. Anything else on this one? Pretty simple. Yeah, I wish I had more to say, but man, Oregon just looks like the real deal. BYU at Cincinnati. BYU won 26-14. We talked about this game. I had picked BYU. I think John, you guys picked Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I don't believe I was on for the
Oh,
picking.
right. Yeah. But
Spiritually, I know he would have rocked with me on the Cincinnati pick, though.
I like
And
the beer in Cincinnati too much to pick against them.
but realistically, it was a tight game. Cincinnati did have like a respectable performance. They just for them to take the next step, they can't be this reliant on a run game. Like they do need to be able to throw the ball better, and it just makes all the difference. And BYU's not that much better in that department, frankly, but they are better. So, that was all I had to say. BYU survived a tough night matchup.
yeah, I mean, this was like a classic trap game where a team that's pretty spunky just catches you in a really good situation and jumps you when you're not prepared. And they were. So the next game they have is UCF, and they should be able to handle that no problem. Uh, BYU can legitimately argue, like, hey, this is another ranked win for us. Wait, no, Cincinnati fell out because they've been on that losing streak. But this is another good win against a team with that's better than 500, which you'll be shocked to learn a lot of contenders don't have too many of. So this is just more of a feather in their cap of, hey, we're a serious team because this is a situation that would have foiled lesser men. And I'll take it. That's fine. I mean, with the Big 12, it's just like, hey, having a contender stay a contender, I'll take it, quite frankly.
I just hope they're number 12 right now, right? Or what? I guess the rankings update during this show, admittedly.
Yeah, we won't be able to
Yeah.
comment on
They
the
they
playoff
are number
rankings.
11 in the newest
Okay.
AP
If
poll,
they
at
get
least.
left
Yeah.
out with their only loss to fucking Texas Tech on the road, that will be pretty bad.
Well, I don't think that that's a possibility, right? Because they're going to play Tech again in the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah.
And so either they'll have two losses to Tech and be out, which, if you just take one of those, then you're fine. And if they win, then they'll be the Big 12 rep, and Texas Tech is probably in as anyways. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
will
guess we'll have to.
say, for not to like rehash the game from a couple weeks ago, but I thought the game with BYU and Tech was really revealing for BYU because like they could not like Tech was just so much faster than them. Like a lot of their plays were perimeter. Like they're like, okay, screw it, we're not gonna go up the middle. We're just gonna try to get to the outside as quick as possible. And then those were getting blown up. So it was just like, one after another after another. And yeah, I don't. It's just hard for me to see like, should they go to the playoffs? Sure. Do they deserve it? Sure. But I really can't see BYU being more than a one and done.
No, I'm kind of in the same boat. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I take Texas Tech as a far more serious contender than BYU personally. But anyway,
Yeah.
this was not meant to shit on BYU. They won the game.
Well, that's the thing. More than anything, it's like if someone's gonna blow it in the playoffs, it's their spot to blow. You know what I mean? And
Sure. Yeah.
who's to say they just don't catch a matchup and their defense really shows up? So, I mean, if your only losses are against Texas Tech, what are we gonna do? Like, how harshly can we penalize you?
Here, I'll tell you, BYU would get significantly more national respect if their quarterback's number was like 12.
That you know what? Stuff like that does matter. Do you have a
No, it
real
doesn't. What
quarterback?
are you talking about?
No. All right.
Hey, national
another
media
galley.
right here on this show, and I don't give BYU any respect because of that reason. I've
And
been
there's
doing it for
somebody that
12
does
games.
the same amount of research as us on this free show on the playoff committee right now that looks at their quarterback and thinks, well, this must be an accident. And you need a starting quarterback that looks. I've overrated Texas this season because of who their quarterback is. Somebody's doing the same thing with BYU. There's no reason. Their true freshman quarterback has won 10 games for them and counting. They should be glazing them so much, and they're not. Like how many like bullshit SEC quarterbacks have you seen throw for 180 yards a game, 2 touchdowns and no picks? And they're like, "Oh my god, this guy, this is an NFL prospect. He's winning games in a power conference." Like it's time. It's time for the machine to work in somebody's favor that hasn't been. Well, you know, I was gonna make another bad joke. A team that's been segregated in the in the early 20th century, but I don't know about BYU actually. So, I'm done stumping for them. Never mind.
All right. Well, next
You
game.
can cut that out if you want, but it'd be funny if you didn't.
Next game, Pitt at Georgia Tech. Pitt won 42 to 28. And honestly, a little respect, slightest amount of respect to Georgia Tech for at least coming back after being down fucking 28 to 0 at half. Um, dude, this Georgia Tech defense is just so, I don't know how they've just gotten worse and worse every week, but this is kind of the culmination of that. And I mean, Georgia Tech's offense has kept them in a lot of games, and they just didn't this time. And like, it's kind of the difference. But Pitt looks good. So that's all I had to say. Is just Georgia Tech's defense is just really genuinely trash, and I think it should affect whether people want to hire Brent Key. I really think that the defense being this bad should affect his hiring if he's to leave Georgia Tech.
Nah, he'll be fine. Come on down to Auburn, buddy. We'll hire you a DC. It don't matter. But is there more of like a killer play that has happened this year other than that 100-yard pick six? Like Georgia Tech was, you know, whether they get a field goal or a touchdown on that drive, that's either a 10 or 14 point swing. And like you get that. I think that if Georgia Tech scores there, they do complete the comeback, but like just because you can get back into a more of a manageable game situation. But I mean, the late touchdown run for Pitt, like yeah, that mattered. That was the dagger, but Tech doesn't have to play that like a uh we can't allow 1 yard here because we lose whether they get 5 yards or 50 yards. It doesn't super matter. We just can't let them get the first down. But I mean, that was just killer. That's part of why I picked Georgia Tech for against Georgia next week is because I really want Haynes King to bounce back from that. That was a really ill-advised throw on a situation in the game that you just can't have that happen.
A surprisingly unclutched Haynes King play.
Well, that's the problem. He threw the ball. He should have just put his fucking nose to the grindstone and power in again. That's what he's built for. Let's do it. Stick to your own lane. But
Yeah.
again, kudos to Pitt.
Yeah.
They don't have many fans on this show, and it's not really their fault, but they found a quarterback. They made the switch mid-season, and they were 100% better for it. They can win the conference and make the playoff this year.
Fuck off. If they make the
They
playoff, I would
can.
be so mad.
They can. And I listen, I'd rather be uh apologetic when they have the potential than be trying to hop on board when they're already there. So hey, good job. We gave you a lot of shit and you're here anyway.
They did not eat shit Pitt this weekend. Good for them.
That's right. That's right. An ACC title contender lost to one of the worst teams in the Big 12, and no one should forget that. Next game.
Next game was Hawaii at UNLV, and UNLV won 38 to 10. Josh, you're the only one who would be informed on this game. So.
We talked about this in the other segment. We don't have to go over it again.
Okay.
I will say, very impressed by like just the season Hawaii is having. Like, well, did not see that coming out of them this year, but very happy for the Rainbow Warriors. They actually put on a competitive product, but Dan Mullen is a legit coach still. So
Yeah, Florida's looking for a new head coach, and they could bring back Dan Mullen.
You know what? I was joking when I said it before, when I said UNLV was 6-1 at some point, and look at that. Still contending, still in the hunt for a conference title. Why not? I've seen crazier things happen. I mean, West Virginia got back with their ex. Maybe there was a little more time in
Yeah,
between.
it went great. Yeah, I know, especially after Hawaii lost to Stanford in a just terrible game. Oh
They
wait, no,
won.
they
That
won.
game
They won
rocked.
that. They fucking won that stupid game. That was the game where Stanford's longest play was like a 13-yard pass.
Yeah,
To a tight end.
that game
Yes.
ripped.
Yeah. Ugh.
That was our introduction to the Tokyo Toe.
Next
That's so
game.
sick.
Next game, Missouri at Oklahoma. Oklahoma won 17-6. Why did I include this?
Why? Yeah. Why?
SEC slop, baby. Just what we wanted. Oh man, isn't this exactly what we all deserve?
Hey, it was a ranked matchup. If Oklahoma wins this game and the next game, they will be in the playoff. Okay, they are a playoff team most likely. And Missouri brought back Bo Prabula, so I thought it was going to be a closer game. Um, kind of was and wasn't. Missouri's offense just up and down throughout the game. But hey, Oklahoma, they have three true freshmen, or not true freshmen. They have three freshmen on their offensive line, and they're still winning games, and their defense is still really good. I just wanted to, you know, to just mention it. If anyone wants to say anything more about the game, you're welcome to.
I don't have anything about the game, but just about Oklahoma, it I hate that I have to box myself in the corner because I'm a huge winning the games is what matters, but like this Oklahoma team is not legit, man. Come on. They're
Their
gonna make the
defense is.
playoff and they should make the playoff as a 10-2 team, whatever. They're not good. We can all be serious adults about this.
They beat Bama last week.
They barely beat Auburn.
Well, that's true.
To be fair,
What a consistent measuring stick that
That
is.
it is. We suck.
well, John, actually, I was gonna bring this up earlier, but I wholeheartedly agree with you. Like, I've been like thinking about this a lot. I'm like, is it just me, or just you do like the eye test, and
Hmm.
you're like, this just seems like a team that's whenever they seem to have a big win, it's just like, oh, they had a good week or whatever. But like to your point about Bama, like what Bama almost lost to South Carolina, like they've had some close games this year. It's just like, and what I will say, kind of go back to Missouri, is I'm happy for it because apparently the SEC thinks that they should be a permanent opponent for A&M, but they seem to be taking like a more A&M direction with their athletic program or like their football program, where it's like they just can't. When November comes, it's like boom, just fall out of relevance. And I'm like, because I when we played them, people are like, oh, you better watch out going up there. And then now their running backs studs. It's a shame that they have to be on that team, but like I don't know how can you get so much presence to be so good and then you have such a like a steep fall off like it seems like every year. I'm like, wow. Like, yeah. Sorry for Mizzou
They
fans.
play a lot of ranked teams close. They played okay against A&M. They played okay. They almost beat Bama. They were in the game.
That's literally the what defined A&M, I guess for decades, but specifically Jimbo's year. Just like, yeah, we were there, and then the fourth quarter happened. Just, nah, it just wasn't gonna happen, you
Yeah.
know?
But anyway, hey, Oklahoma has to just win one more game, and they're I think it's against LSU if I recall.
Yeah.
And then they're in the playoff. So SEC Iowa prevails.
I did want to say I know it's kind of tongue in cheek when you talk about like conference like pride and whatever, but I do want to acknowledge that this is the SEC money laundering having Mizzou yet again be a ranked team even though we all know to a man they're not good, but hey, another ranked win for Oklahoma. Can you believe it? So this stuff matters. BYU's getting whatever. No, we're done. We're done. Next game. Fuck it.
Well, hold on, I do want to say, Josh, I wholeheartedly agree with you. So I was born and raised here in DFW, big Cowboys fan. Under no circumstance will I ever cheer for the Eagles, the Giants, or whatever the team is in Washington. Like, under no circumstance. But for whatever reason in college, we're supposed to root for our conference. I'm supposed to root for Texas to be good, for Bama to be good. This makes no sense. I can't get behind it. Like, just why is college football structured this way? It's a travesty. Why am I rooting for like the rival to be good? And to put like other expense. No, I care about A&M. That's all I care about. I wish every other team would lose. But it's just something that like really blows my mind compared to like pro sports that I have to like put my you're almost you have to put like your conference pride in front of your team's pride. I'm like, no, I will not. You will not see me do SEC, SEC at a game. Like, just stupid.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
stupid.
it's very stupid. And back in the heyday of the SEC chant, you'll notice that it was always like Ole Miss or Mississippi State or Vandy or Kentucky doing the
Except for
SEC
the good team.
chants. Yeah, because the good teams are like, yeah, we speak for ourselves. We are proper fans. We want our enemies to lose at all times. And then the teams that have never done anything, they're like, oh well, I mean, we're kind of near Alabama and they're good, so woo conference. Like
Yeah,
All I'll say is that the Big 12, had they done that bullshit more, they would still be around. You have to just market yourselves constantly and cheat and make sure your contenders are always there, and that's how you do it.
I think the cheating is the more important part.
Yeah, always cheat. You have to.
that's the problem. It's how like major problems cause a bunch of secondary problems. Now all Big 12 fans have some sense of this like dumb conference pride because it's like, oh my God, we all have to be good right now so that some network executive can look at us and see value. Like it's so frustrating. I don't want to have to care if Kansas State beats Army. It should only be funny to me that they lose to Army. So when it happens, I shouldn't be like, God fucking damn it, I hate the Wildcats more because they represented us poorly somehow. Like ugh. Kansas State almost beat Utah this
That's the
week.
next game. Let's go right into it. That's the next game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kansas State almost beat Utah 47 to 51 in a real thriller. Devin Dampier gets the game-winning touchdown off of like a long quarterback power that just he just sneaks right in the backfield and bursts through the hole, breaks the tackle, gets inside the 5, kills some clock, and then they punch him in there one more time. And that was such an exciting, like old school kind of Big 12 game where there's almost 100 total points, and it was a thrill ride all the way there. But as a Big 12 fan, I'm like, God fucking damn it, Kansas State. You cannot lose to Army and then fuck up a contender in the same season. Pick a lane. You're fucking up the money for everybody.
See, that's how you have to think. You have to think about the conference first, always. We should actually talk about the game.
Boo.
Poor K-State. What a fucking season they've gone through. They lose to Iowa State week 1. They did beat Kansas. Uh, they've just had a horrible, horrible 2 season stretch. And it seems like Chris Kleinman in the post game was like very irritable. Let's just say that. Um, that's all. But that's all I have to say. I mean, I guess it's the hope that kills you, K-State.
Shout out Joe Jackson, another Kansas State running back wearing number 22, who had 293 rushing yards in this game. That's I don't even know how you do that. Like, I don't know how many running backs are just going to turn into Jonathan Taylor in November this season. But it's very cool that they were able to have a performance like that. It sucks they couldn't pull it off for them. But, again, in the grand scheme, no. But
Yep.
Utah has their worst defensive performance I can remember and finds a way to pull this one out. I honestly don't know how.
I feel like if you're at 293 yards, you've got to be looking at all of your tape, looking for on which of these 24 carries could I have gotten one additional yard. And I need to do that 7 times to get to 3 bills. Like, God, it's so close to a nice round number.
I will say shout out to my old receiver. So I was in high school. I played quarterback. We actually were in Quinn Ewers like division, but we were the team that they destroyed, so they could like look good when they go to the playoffs. But I did play him twice, and he was the real deal back then. I'll give him his flowers. But one of my wide receivers, Daniel Cobbs, he's there's the safe one of the safeties for K-State, and yeah, I feel bad for him. Like I what do you call it? I saw him a year or two, whatever year they went to the Pop Tart Bowl, and like I was like, oh, good for him. Life's really like worked out. He worked really hard. He's at a big time program, and yeah, I try to make it a point to watch K-State games just to be like, hey man, like I want to support you. But yeah, I'm just like, dang. Like I don't know, I might be a senior season. Maybe he has one more year left. I'm like, like I wanted somebody from my high school to have some success, and it's just like, you know, K-State, you know.
He's a Pop Tart champion. That stays with you forever.
Oh yeah, that was like the I think it was the first or second year the Pop-Tart Bowl got like really big. So like he's an OG too.
Yeah, I know.
Keep
Well,
that
then
backpack.
they went all out that
Yeah.
first year with the
Did you
Pop
see what
Tart.
they're doing with it this year?
You got six flavors
They're gonna
now.
have six mascots.
Dude,
That's legitimately exciting.
You know what?
I
Yeah, good for
love when
them.
he like
Awesome.
pulls the wrapper off and he's like, yeah.
They
Oh,
go
it's
hard.
so
They
good.
actually are like a sponsor that tries. Like
They
I'll give it to
understand
them.
what a bowl game is supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, that's I think that's all the games. I just wanted to give like one. I know it's like one last thing I just want to talk about. We didn't do it all season, and now it's the end of the year. Okay, we I just want to play 5 seconds about who we think the Heisman should be, just for 5 seconds. Okay, I say Jeremiah Love because I think that guy is fucking incredible, and that's all I pick. I don't think there's been any QB to me that has stood out. I know they say Mendoza at Indiana. I don't think he's a high. He doesn't scream Heisman to me. The best player in the whole country. I don't think so. But that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take Mendoza. He's been
You think he's
awesome.
the best player?
Yeah, he's played like, I don't know, five drives in the second half of any game this year, and he like damn near leads the country in passing yards and touchdowns.
Yeah, I know. Statistically, he's amazing. I'm just in my heart. I'm like, this guy is not a Heisman level dude. They're saying Gunnar Stockton might make it to
Yeah,
the
that
finals. I love Gunnar Stockton.
be
His stats are
serious.
very good. He's been a very good quarterback. He is not a Heisman level player. Let's be real, guys. Like,
Well, I mean, Mendoza's been part of what has elevated Indiana from being like, oh wow, you won a lot of games, but come on, you're not that serious that they were last year to being this year, and it's like, holy shit, Indiana's actually a national championship contender. Um, I guess, I mean, the other options, Jeremiah Love, that's a good pick. He's been awesome this year. Ohio State,
and
I
now.
think saying cool, I guess. He's had a great year. I see people saying Jeremiah Smith. I don't see how that, like, I mean, physically and talent wise, yeah, he's probably the best player in college football, but like he has a fellow receiver who has, if not better than the same type of statistical production, and you're also then splitting votes with saying at that point. I don't know.
My vote is for linebacker Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech.
I was
It's
wondering if
really
one of us would do it.
I, I mean pick the Big 12 guy to do that. But it takes a lot for a guy that is off ball to really stand out. And honestly, in the same way that you would subtract from Jeremiah Smith because of his running mate, Rodriguez has a nice little linebacker tandem with him with Roberts too. So I don't want to take that away from him. I don't even think you can, but I like that there is a push by this team that says, this guy's been a stud the entire year. Literally turn on a game, you will see him. Ask the opposing offense, they will feel him. Like, it's really cool when you have, in this era of college football, a defender off ball making plays like that. Let's even if it's a meme, even if we're just trying to send a message, let him have it. He got an offensive touchdown. Come on. Come on.
Well, so I was two things with this. I think the best player in college football is either Jeremiah Love or honestly Ahmad Hardy. Because yeah, I've seen both of those like guys just like completely destroy our teams and their rushing attack. And I'm like, I mean, best player, yeah. Like these guys are studs. Like I hope they Cowboys draft them or something, right? Because we have with all due respect to our running back room, we could use a running back. But let me make the case for Marcel Reed.
I wonder who it's gonna be.
I will say so going into the season, there was a lot of talk around A&M like, oh, A&M's gonna go as far as Marcel Reed goes. And, well, they have gone as far as Marcel Reed has gone. And if you're kind of splitting hairs between like the top three quarterbacks, again, Marshall doesn't necessarily have the stats. Does he dig himself in holes? Yes. Is he able to bring him out? Yes. But if you're a great player, I guess you're supposed to do that. Um, my view on it is Marcel. I honestly I just hope to see him in New York. I think that'd be really cool for a program. He's only a sophomore, so he should have 2 years unless he wants to leave like Johnny did. But if he was to, let's just say he has a big game and he throws for like 4 touchdowns in Austin, and then he wins the SEC championship, and he throws, let's just say he throws more touchdowns than picks, which is not a guarantee. But if you were to do that, and then you just like take that and like, you know, encompass what A&M has been and what we're projected to be, I think you could make, I mean, this it's sports writers who like make these votes. And so as I would be like, hey, sports writers, isn't this like your whole job? You like have a nice story. Well, here's your story, right? But if we lose in Austin or if we lose SC championship game, I will admit I don't think he has done enough to be like you are the Heisman. And like you guys were saying, this hasn't really been like the year for a Heisman. It's just kind of like, all right, we have this trophy. Who do we think we should vote for? And that's kind of how this year feels.
Yeah.
That's why you give it to the defender. If it's a weird year, that means it's time for the defense to win the championship. Let's do it.
Well, I think that's everything. I'll stop it there and see everybody next week.